Welcome to High Value Blueprint, the epicenter of bold insights and unapologetic truths. Today, we're diving into a Kevin Samuels moment that has the entire timeline buzzing. Let's break it down, challenge the narrative, and uncover the real dynamics driving this conversation. Get ready for a deep dive into the truth behind the headlines. No filters, no fluff.
So change my mind.
So, man, I think, as far as being an alpha male, I don't think we pay to play. I think you can have any number of available pretty much at any given point, man. I mean, I've been married now for a while, man, but prior to that, 4 or 5 in rotation was easy. I'm not judging anybody that does it. You do what works for your life.
Well, okay. What you're not doing is you're not changing my mind. You're just telling me I'm an alpha male and I'm married. And all I'm hearing is, one, how long you been married?
18.
18 years?
18.
Okay. Due respect, my brother, you are so far out of this game that young men don't even think you're credible to talk about dating. I'm just telling you, that's because the game is so different now with social media. So you're not talking about something you're in currently. It's almost been 2 decades. That's point number 1. Point number 2, do you earn over 6 figures?
Yes.
Do you earn over 250?
No.
Okay. It's a matter of efficiency and time. So what I push back on guys like yourself, it almost sounds like you're saying that you're smarter or more alpha than men who run the world, than men who are VPs and CEOs and senators and governors. Because this is what they do. This is what they do.
Maybe. Some maybe.
Huh?
Absolutely. So I said some absolutely do. Some absolutely do. Some don't.
See, that doesn't help the conversation. Some do, some don't. Doesn't help the conversation. What we know does not happen is you can't be an average guy in this world. You have to be an elite man to have the disposable income to play at this level. That's why I want to have the conversation, guys. Huh? Go ahead.
I think it goes against the core struggling alpha guy. That's all I'm saying. That's why I disagree.
But see, you can't tell me you're alpha. Okay, this is alpha. Do you own your own business or do you work with somebody?
I own my own business.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an attorney.
Okay. Well, then, counselor. There are attorneys out there. There are men that outrank you in the world. You may be successful and a man in your own right, but Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, they tried to bring him down with this Russian prostitute scandal, right?
Yeah. It doesn't make him not a simp, though, man.
Okay. Simp according to who?
Just by definition, you're paying for it.
See, this is a weak argument. Simp according to who? You think Donald Trump cares what you think about him?
I'm sure he doesn't care.
So calling men who outrank you, who are more powerful and influential, a simp, tell me how that makes sense, counselor, when they outrank you.
I guess if you take it in a negative connotation, I'm just using the word simp in that form.
Well, simp is not a positive connotation. You said alpha and you said simp. So if you're doing what you say, it's alpha and not simp. So If you do the opposite, it's beta and simping. Let's not play games. And the problem, and this is why I think it's, but see, the thing is that my issue I have is tend to be guys who rank lower tend to throw jabs at guys who outrank them and say, see, I'm a real man and you simping. I'm an alpha man. And the dude is like, motherfucker, I'm a CEO. You work for me. You can call me a simp while your ass is in the mailroom all day long. Simp these nuts. Here's your paycheck. I'm being real. That's, and I'm talking to you like a man, because if you're an attorney and own your own business, you have a level of freedom that most guys don't have. And guys who work for somebody make the same points you're making. I'm talking about guys. Do you think Hugh Hefner was a simp?
That was his business. He played and paid in that business.
Do you know who Tom Likas is?
I don't. No, I don't know who Tom Likas is.
Tom Likas is okay. So so that was his business. So what? He still paid the chicks. They was only around him because of the money. He had to pay for it.
And I mean, as long as you're paying, there's going to be plenty of women that'll hang around you. If that's what you do, I mean, that's no disagreement from me on my end. You can pay to have the companionship of women. Absolutely, you can.
You pay your wife.
We all pay our wives at some point.
So what are you talking about? There are men who will call you a simp for being married. You see how
I think it's a misapplication of the
No, it's not. See, it's because now that I made it it's personal. There are men in the chat room right now who will call you a simp for being married 18 years and an attorney. That happens today because and my thing is, and let me finish building. And those guys probably earn less than you, and you would think these guys are foolish if you earn more than they do. And you got more stuff and they calling you a simp. You can't call somebody that's above you a simp. I mean, you can, but so what? If you're going to have a real debate, go ahead.
I get the so what part, but
all right, I'm going to bring in somebody else who's not married. Go ahead. Finish making your point. I want to let you go ahead.
You good, man. Hey, I enjoy you. It's probably the only thing I've ever heard you say that I had a point against. So, man, you good with me. Keep it going.
No. It's not. And see, this isn't about Kevin. This isn't about me advocating for tricking, but I want to have the conversation because I think that I think that especially black men, we can be so broad and so wide-ranging, but there's some things that we are really mind of metal, very small picture. This is about many black men's ego. It's like, I should get sex for free. When other men know you gotta pay some way and beauty costs. So I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Take it easy, bro.
Man. Keep it up. Yeah. See, that's the way I want to have the conversation, kind of. And understand, guys, I'm not advocating for y'all to get out here and start paying average women, tricking, going out and buying women, taking women out to dinner and sitting on shopping sprees. Not Alexis's, no. We're talking about a different level of women. And all right, so let me ask. I'm gonna open this up real quick. Unmute yourself.
Hey, hello, Kevin.
How are you?
Well, yeah, I wanted to do.
First off, how old are you? How old are you?
I am 30.
32. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this changed your mind. I got shell shocked with this when 2016, when I went to go work as a contractor. This is all over this. I don't get how people think this is simping. These are
okay. So you're not trying to change my mind?
No, I'm not, sir. I'm just
okay. All right. I got to get to the people who are changing my mind because I know once you get exposed to the idea, it's almost crazy to hear some of this conversation that we still talk about. Like this is something foreign. Appreciate it, my friend. Yeah. Okay. So if you're in the chat, if you're in the waiting room and you agree with me, that's fine. But I just want guys to try to change my mind. So what we've heard is if you're an alpha male and if you're paying, I still don't understand the other. I don't understand. So go ahead. Unmute yourself. Go ahead. Hello.
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
I can.
Hello.
How old are you?
About
How old are you?
51.
Okay. And how are you going to change my mind?
Well, you talk about tricking, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and let me tell you about tricking. This is mostly apply to high value. They, one thing they do not realize when you are tricking, when you just paying somebody for a piece, is that half the time you're going to get caught doing it.
No, you're not.
No.
How many times do you see governors and CEOs and all these people get arrested? See, this is why I have this conversation. No disrespect. But just by making that statement, you don't know how this world works. I've described this entire world high level. If you're the vice president of marketing for a Fortune 2000 company and Kelly is and you're a client of Kelly and Kelly is paying off Vice or sleeping with the Vice, somebody in Vice just to keep the heat off, where do you see these powerful elite level men arrested? How would they arrest you? How would that happen, Eugene? How would it happen? These women don't advertise online. They're not OnlyFans girls. They're not sitting out, hanging out at Shingle saying, come hook up with me. You got to have a referral to find these women. How would you be arrested?
Well, I'm just going to say this. Only if somebody slips up.
Only if somebody
That's
what?
The only way. Slips up.
But no, okay, so what's the next point? The getting arrested, this isn't a brothel. This isn't street walking. So what's the next point?
Well, the point is, it's amazing how, it's not just, these high value men playing the game, but the women they sleep with, they're just playing the game. They are keeping a low profile. They're out like a sore thumb. It's like a system.
Okay, but I understand. Well, how are you changing my mind? I don't want to get the point. Make it concise. What's the point? What's the counterpoint to my point? Because it just sounds like you made a statement. I don't understand the argument.
Well,
do you really have another argument, or are you just making up stuff?
I'm afraid I do not have an argument.
All right, cool. If you don't have an argument, if you don't have an argument, just do me a favor, bow out. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too now.
All right. So, guys, sure, women who move in a reckless manner, who advertise and who are out trying to get the bag, yeah. I don't understand how guys are. You could get arrested if your attorney refers you to a provider. How that gonna happen? You got to be on camera for me to talk to you. You don't have to be on YouTube, but you got to be on camera. I don't have men in the chat room who aren't on camera. So Nathaniel, you're gonna have to get on, or you're gonna have to get off. All right. All right. Okay. Well, you missed you. Okay, go ahead, Nathaniel. I'll let you go. So,
Can you hear me?
yeah. How old are you?
42.
Single or you married?
I'm single.
And you mind sharing what you do for a living?
Um, I'm a business owner.
Okay.
I run
Change my mind.
sports biz.
Have you been here since the beginning of the beginning of the stream?
Kind of, sort of.
All right.
But-
Well, that's kind of important. That's kind of important because I gave a long lead in. Go ahead and change my mind.
Well,
Here's the premise.
you're
Here's the
pretty
premise.
much-
Here's the premise. Here's the premise. It is common knowledge that some of the world's most elite, powerful, influential men worldwide pay women for feminine companionship. We're going to call it the girlfriend experience.
and I'm changing your mind on that they pay or not.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we're talking about guys consider that tricking. They call it all tricking, and I'm like, all tricking, paying to play is not all tricking. So, what were you calling in to talk about? Okay.
I call it a business move. It's a business decision.
So, are you anti-pay to play? Or are you anti-pay to play? Or are you for pay to play? Huh?
I am.
You sound like you got other windows and things open in the background. You should only have on one window. Okay. Okay, and it doesn't really sound like you really have an argument against it. So why don't you fall back for a second, guys? Only have if you're in the Zoom call, only have Zoom on. You got to have everything else muted because I don't want to have any background noise. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Kevin, how's it going?
I'm all right. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. Single or married?
I have a girl, so I'm not single.
Single or married means you're single. Then you're okay. You're single. Okay. All right. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a real estate investor.
All right. Have you been here since the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay. Change my mind.
I have. All right. So I got a few points here. One thing that I do want to say is that if you're a guy and you don't have much experience with women, I don't think you should be out here trying to pay for play, because if you're a guy and you don't have much experience, a lot of women who are in that industry, they are of an attractiveness level that is higher than what you're used to. And you may get attached. You may have that emotional tie. There might be a whole bunch of other different factors that would, I guess, hinder you from detaching from that woman, especially if you're not an experienced guy.
Okay, hold on. Make it simple. You should not do this because you get a better woman than you could get without your money.
I think that the GFE, the girlfriend experience, can be eventually dangerous for men who don't have experience.
Dangerous how? Dangerous how?
From an emotional standpoint, a lot of guys who don't have experience, if they're not used to dealing with an attractive woman at that level, then they may get attached to her, and now that becomes an addiction that could drain your pockets.
No. Have you ever experienced what I'm talking about?
Have I ever bought a chick?
Do you know the entire thing I lay down? Do you know anybody that's personally done that, or have you ever experienced it?
I do know guys who have personally done it. I haven't experienced it personally.
Okay, now there's a difference between, I'm not talking about people you find online.
Yeah, people in my personal life.
First of all, the girlfriend experience, they may become attached. So your argument is, if you're not good with women, you shouldn't deal with women who provide the girlfriend experience. I still don't understand because you may get attached to it. I don't understand the argument.
Because it's a sense of reality, right? Like, and I'm referencing a story that I
it's not. You're paying somebody for a service. See, one thing that a lot of you guys do in this argument is you act like these guys don't know what they're doing. You go, you ride the roller coaster. It's like saying don't go get in bumper cars or don't go to Texas Motor Speedway and drag race on the drag strip because you can't drive a car that way. That makes no sense.
I think I would liken it more to gambling because it's something that's an addiction. And
no, that disingenuous. Plenty of people gamble every day and it doesn't become an addiction. Just because it can become is not prohibitive.
Yeah, but when you're relying when you're relying on a woman that you have to pay to fulfill all sexual desires, I think
who says
that
they're relying on them to fulfill all. See, what I hear you guys talk about is you guys take this guy with this money. He has money, but he is completely socially awkward and naive. And these women are going to just prey on him. Y'all make up the most extreme example to make a point to be anti-pay to play. That's not how this works. So a man can be no. That's why I say this is why you really can't be a young guy in this. We're talking about men who are like vice presidents, senators, governors. We're not talking about 24-year-old dudes who just make money in crypto. But even if we do, you still have to. You're around these spaces a lot. Tell me why it was okay for Tom Likas to do it.
I mean, I'm not saying that morally, it's wrong to do.
I didn't say it was morally. I'm just saying Tom Likas. Tom Likas. Could he get the woman? Tom Likas would openly tell you, I deal with women I could never get without my money. I have my Likas 101, my rules, my this, my that.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't have any problem with that in particular.
Okay.
Mine is if you're a guy and you don't have that resolve of Tom Likas, because, don't get it messed up. Tom Likas of the game, even though he couldn't get it based off of his physical appearance. So he was able to detach himself emotionally from that situation. But if you're a guy of little experience, and I know you're talking about, execs who are socially awkward and whatnot.
I know what you're talking about. And you guys keep ascribing men these motives where they're just these doe-eyed, don't deal with these women. Here's my problem with you guys' argument. Y'all put superhuman powers on women and act like they're sirens. They can manipulate. You care too much about what women think. This is why I don't like this lust and genuine desire. Because if you'll pay her and then she'll go talk about you, why the fuck do you care what she's saying when she's not around you?
Well,
I guess what I don't understand is you're saying if a man is not that experienced with women, okay, fine. He's not that experienced with women, but you're making so many hypotheticals. He's not that experienced with women. She provides the girlfriend experience. It has the potential to develop into a level of addiction to where that he can't replicate in the real world with the woman?
Yeah, I mean, it could mess him up in the future with dealing with women that he actually might take seriously.
That's what I understand. If we're supposed to be so diehard in the men's space, then unless you get a woman and you are her first and imprint, you're always going to be second.
I mean, it's not second. It's more about you being able to keep that attraction with a woman that you're not paying for. Because if you're in this experience where you're continually paying for a woman,
why is it a zero-sum game? Why do you guys assume that it's either you pay for an experience and you leave? Your life is over here. This is why this tricking argument is so fucked up. Because you guys
I get that, but guys have regulars, right? They got regulars, right?
They have wives too. These guys have wives. Guess what? These guys
That's a different level, though.
No. This is the level I'm talking about, because this is my point. Y'all only want to talk about the Instagram, OnlyFans, street stripper level shit because you don't understand that these guys have wives. They have, some of them, many have mistresses, and they also have a girl they see on Tuesdays at the Waldorf. I'm not talking about the OnlyFans and the trying to get the bag and expose stuff. And that's what, and this conversation is indicative of the muddled nature of the tricking argument. We throw it all into one bag, and it's not.
But aren't the guys more likely to pay for play, usually less experienced? I'm asking.
No.
Okay. I mean, I was under the assumption, like, I understand
you're
what
talking about it as an entire marketplace. I'm not talking. See, what I did is I took out the Instagram, OnlyFans, stripper, hustle, get the bag, because that's what we talk about when we talk about pay for play. And that's a part of these conversations. You young guys throw it all together. I explained how when I was your age, I actually found out about another world. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, this world exists. And these women are on a different. So if you watched since the beginning, what's the downside of a guy doing what I described? Not what you think, what I described. Mm-hmm. Dealing with a Kelly, with a Kelly, not an Alexis. What's the downside? Right.
I mean, if you're dealing with a woman who is professional, who goes off of referrals, who is discreet, is going to keep your secrets, then yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't see a huge downside.
What's the downside? Okay, so is there?
I think the biggest downside.
No. I don't want to have a conversation about what you want to talk about. I'm asking about the way I set the table, and that's what I won't do. You can't come in and change my narrative to make. You guys can have your conversation anti-tricking how you want to. I said it this way for a reason, because you can't win the conversation because I'm going to ask you, what's the downside? And you said, I don't have a problem. What's the downside?
Okay, so the downside is you spoke about Donald Trump, and he had that whole scandal where
remove Donald Trump. Donald Trump is one person in millions.
If you get to a certain level and the woman that you're dealing with is begrudged, or she feels like you did her wrong in some way, I always say that generally,
excuse me, Donald Trump did not have an escort come out begrudged. That didn't happen. I talked about they tried to run him up the flagpole with some Russian prostitute and some PP scandal. You're referring to Stormy Daniels, who was a former porn star who signed a non-disclosure agreement. He banged a porn star and signed a non-disclosure agreement. And what did you? And she's not what I'm talking about, though. She's not an escort. Okay. She's a former porn star. See, the point of what I'm making, porn stars are escorts too. No, they're not. But they're not the same. What did I say? These women are non-attention seeking. See, that's my point. I'm just showing that you have this conversation is broader than you guys know. What was one of the first things I said? These women are non-attention seeking. They don't disclose. They are much more like Heidi Fleiss. And due respect, you all want to talk about Stormy Daniels and strippers and hoes and women that expose. That is not all of it.
Okay. So Heidi said Fleiss, when you were
Heidi Fleiss. What's the downside of dealing with a woman like a Heidi Fleiss, who has who has the reputation of not exposing and dealing with powerful men who can keep secrets? What's the downside? She's cultured. She's sexually experienced. She fulfills your whatever you want, the girlfriend experience. What's the downside?
I would just say that the downside could be the potential in her exposing something. That would be my main downside. Also, cleanliness.
That would also be Sir, these women service your presidents, your vice presidents, your senators. If you said you've been here since the beginning, I've went over there. They don't do 3 and 4 guys a day, that they have sex once a week, they tend to have regulars. They tend to be on a payroll. They tend to be written into people's compensation plan. So will you make room that maybe when you guys are having the conversation that you just don't understand or know about the world I'm talking about?
You know, I would concede to, okay, yeah, I'm not the most skilled in the world you're talking about. I don't have any
I'm not trying to play gotcha, but what I'm trying to do is let you guys understand that you guys talk about tricking and paying for play like it's all one thing, and it's not.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Sexually transmitted disease accounted for. Exposing accounted for. What's the downside outside of once those are adjusted? What's the other downside? This is good.
I guess the only other downside would be, you know, the eye of just, dang, every time I want to bust a nut, I gotta pay $1,500 or something. That would be another downside, in my opinion.
Okay, in your opinion.
Yeah. In my opinion.
All right. Okay. And then this is where it gets personal. There are things you probably do that somebody would say was stupid. There are guys who spend hundreds of dollars playing games that somebody would call stupid. Somebody may buy a watch that costs thousands of dollars. Somebody got a Casio. That's a value judgment. All pussy costs.
Right. Well, I'm not saying it's necessarily stupid. I'm just saying as far as financially can get you in the hole if you were to get addicted to that lifestyle.
Well, but see, again, you keep going to the extremes, the addictions, and I can't do that. And if you're going to the extremes, that means you're losing the point because you're in a relationship now, right?
Yes.
So you have consistent access to sex, right?
Yes.
But there was still an upfront cost. And if let's say you're making $400,000 a year, that's $200 an hour. Every minute you're spending with that woman that's not sexual release is cost. So if you go to dinner or a movie, 3 hours, that's $1,200 you banked in relationship time. So these women come, pay, leave. And that's why that's why I never understood with this tricking conversation. I'm like, y'all actually pay more in relationships.
I can definitely see the convenience of
it's not convenient, it's efficient. It's efficient.
Okay. The efficiency of paying her to leave. I definitely get that. But I don't think that I pay more to deal with my girl. I think it's more to deal with your girlfriend than a prostitute.
If it's just about sex, man, you gotta look at how much time you spend having sex versus how much time you spend talking. And man, come on, you can't even tell me those equate because I got a lady friend. And I know, man, texting back and forth, 15, 20 minutes. If you've ever had an attorney where you had to pay a retainer and they bill you in half hours or 15-minute increments, you see how fast 15 minutes go. We spend more. This is about efficiency. And that's why I'm saying, why do you think men at the highest levels do this and continue to do this? Because low risk, safety, no exposure, and they get what they want. And here's another thing. They deal with women. These women understand men, powerful men. And they are an invaluable resource into the minds of your competition. You don't get that. You don't get that in pillow talking with the average girlfriend.
It's like a corporate Russian spy or something.
Exactly.
I get that angle. I definitely get that angle. I would say
go ahead and
another
bring
reason
somebody else
why.
in too. Go ahead.
Okay. I would also say another reason why these guys may deal with these women is because they may not be on the attractiveness level due to, maybe their healthcare or their age or what.
It doesn't matter.
Women off the strength.
The only reason, and my retort to that is you don't care how attractive you are to a woman. See, I want you guys to imagine if you were an actual Genghis Khan, you were so powerful. You didn't have to care. If you could really just have sex the way you wanted to without care of pleasing your girlfriend, you'd bend her over, fuck until you wouldn't care about an orgasm. You'd fuck till you bust nut, and you get off and you go on about your business. You leave her in a wet heap. That's in our nature. But because we've got feelings for them, we want to make sure they come or whatever. You may even be one of them wet towel dudes. Give her a nice warm wet towel. These dudes fuck and leave them. Not even, they fucking be like, go. I'm serious. It blew my mind when I first saw this. I was like, wow, I was raised on Babyface making love those. And these dudes was like, shh. Right. Anyway, different level. But good conversation, man. Well, appreciate it.
Let me ask you one more question.
Go ahead.
What advice would you give to a rookie who is trying to get into this game? Because I don't know if you're with this situation with the assistant basketball coach for Maryland who got caught up with entrapment. What advice would your guys? You said you started, around my age
to get into this lifestyle.
Life. Yeah.
The questions you can ask, like you find them in like I found somebody because I have a fraternity brother and he was involved, so I got a referral in. This is a word of mouth kind of thing, but they tend to target attorneys, like family law attorneys might know them. You don't want to deal with criminal law. Well, criminal law attorneys might know them too, but they're kind of personal injury, dentists, plastic surgeons, dermatologist, anything in beauty, hairstylist, anything that is involved in her maintenance, personal trainers might. A lot of these women tend to have gay male friends. So yeah, that's awkward. Because you got to look at when you see a beautiful woman hanging out with a gay guy at a nice restaurant, you got to question why she's there, because a lot of celebrities and high-end influencers have bodyguards, big 300-pound bodyguards, and a gay male best friend. So I would attorneys. They love G-Wagons, car dealers. And then hang out in places where men with expensive watches go, and they'll be there. And and in Las Vegas, and the thing is, there's a difference between going to Las Vegas and a woman walking up to you and propositioning you. That ain't what we talk about. That's fraught with problems. And once you get one referral, it builds upon itself. And the main thing is safety first. Anybody that you involve with who's not talking about vetting, verifying, non-disclosure, keeping it quiet, if anybody looks like they're moving in a way to where there other folks are not, that person gets isolated. It's actually it's much safer. It's much safer. And people get in this world and get out of this world. And the funny thing is, a lot of times guys they'll have somebody they see, they'll kick it with them 2 or 3 times, and then they may not see them for the rest of the year. They just have to scratch that itch and go back to their world. And the girl may have retired. The girl that retired may end up selling her book of business to another. You call a number. Hey, Kelly. Oh, Kelly's retired. I'm Catherine. Oh, is that right? Hey, you're Mike? Yeah, she told me you were special. Let's meet. Fuck it. I'm telling you, man, that's why I wanted to do this, because it's a different level. It's a completely different level. And I haven't even scratched the surface of how these women tend to work with executive assistants and wives of these powerful men. I've seen men go shopping with their sugar baby, their girlfriend, experienced girl, to buy anniversary gifts for their wives. Real talk. Appreciate it, fam.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll just conclude with this. I appreciate your content. I appreciate all you do. I'm a youth as well, and if you would allow me, could I shout out my channel?
Go ahead.
My channel is #Reclaim Your Throne. It's about fitness and dating. So just check me out. #Reclaim Your Throne. All one word.
All right. And this coming up Men's Week. So this week is going to be focused on men 18 to 34. So good stuff. That's what I wanted to hear. Good back and forth.
Yes, sir.
I think a big part of it. Okay, Nathan, you're back, and then Najee, you're next. Go ahead, Nathan. How are you?
All right.
So you're anti-pay.
Doing
What's
good.
up?
So I had a chance to just analyze what the last person said. I'm anti, actually. There's two reasons why. When you look at it, are these women even paying taxes for their services?
Why do you care?
So,
Why do you care?
well,
The
reason why I care.
Why?
The reason why I care.
No, due respect. Hold on, man. You're paying them for a girlfriend experience. Okay.
Right.
Are you honestly trying to tell me that you judge that experience based upon business legalities?
It's a business transaction. They're so compensating them. They're paying them for a service. They're on a payroll actually. But are these women even paying taxes?
Okay, and if they aren't, so what?
Okay. All right.
If they're not, then what?
If they're okay, well, you make this a point all the time. Men, we build the world, right? When we build the world, especially democracy, we got to pay back in the taxes for infrastructure. Now, if we got 10 people and everything should be equitable.
You're reaching, man. You're reaching, brother. You're reaching. When you got to talk this much, you're trying to make a weak point. Even people in the chat room are like, what are you talking about? She pays her taxes, she don't pay her taxes. Then what?
It's not a business. They don't pay taxes.
So what? Okay. It's not a business. We don't have it. So what? It's not a business. It's not a business. So what?
Okay. So it's not a business. That means it's not fair. Which goes into my second point.
Fair. Men will be judged. Hold on. Stop. You can't overtalk me. Fair? Fair? Is that I want to hear what you said. Fair?
Not equitable.
You're paying for a girlfriend experience. How is it not fair?
It's not equitable because men, if we did that, we'll be judged on a different standard, meaning that we'll have different punitive damages.
Has nothing to do. Okay, guys, this is what I mean. This is why I wanted to do this. This is how convoluted this tricking argument becomes. Even people who may be anti, you got to understand that this means nothing. This is a transaction between a man and a woman, and you're worried about structures and equality. What's the downside? I don't even know how to attack this. I think you're just trying to make a point where there's not one.
No, I'm not.
It's not equitable. So what? It's sir. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. Let me see in the chat room. Does anybody understand what he's saying?
Kevin, you pay taxes, right?
Dude, yes, but it has nothing to do with this. When you went out on a date with your dude, I'm not gonna spend time doing that. It's a weak point. What's the objection? They don't pay taxes. Okay, fine. It's not equitable or fair. In what regard? In what regard it's not fair? You're not fair. You're paying for an outcome. You got the outcome.
Right.
Let me explain what he's doing. Let me explain what he's doing right now. What you're doing right now is something I did when I was a young man. When I moved to Houston the first time, and I had never seen homeless people before. Never seen them before, ever. Minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. There was a guy that had a sign, homeless, need money. I had never seen a homeless person before. I saw an old black man. Minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. I had worked, and it would take a week's work to make like $200. I gave him $5. That was a lot of money for me at the time, but I saw an old black man who had a sign. I gave him that money, and 6 hours later, I'm downtown Houston, and that same black man, I saw him with 2 OEs, 2 8 balls of Old English. I was angry. I was like, that man took my money and went and bought liquor. I thought he was homeless and needed food or whatever. I called my grandfather who was born in 1919, and he checked my ass. He said, What that man did with his money is none of your business. God put it on your heart to do something, and what happened afterwards ain't got nothing to do with you. Stop trying to control the world. You will only end up frustrated. That's the argument you're making. You're reaching to be you're looking to be offended. You haven't said why it's a problem. And even the people in the audience are like, what are you talking about? You don't pay taxes. It's not equitable. All right. Do you have a better argument? Or is that the base of your argument? Okay. If you have another argument, I will try this because I really don't want to go round and round about this. Go ahead.
So the other argument is it leads into a stiffer punitive damage for men. Our images, and I understand this is at a different level, right?
It's different punitive damages for men. How?
Right. The way it's being played now is the woman, right? They would go say, well, he did X, Y, and E. Even if they have an agreement, it still sheds a bad light on the men as opposed to the woman.
I don't understand. Give me an example of what you're talking about.
I'll give you an example. You pay for your service, right? And both parties agree to, right? Somehow you're a high level man. It comes out right in the news saying like this guy paid for services. Everybody was sorry for the woman. Everybody would say,
no. It's just this is another way of trying to frame the exposure argument. These women don't expose. They go to jail instead of exposing. Heidi Fleiss. You just don't have any good arguments, man. That's what it comes down to. No, sir. You said it comes out in the news. The only way it comes out how's it going to come out in the news?
Kevin, it's a stiffer punishment for us.
How is it? No, you're missing it. How would it become public? It came out in the news. How did it get there?
Everything goes public nowadays.
No, it doesn't. Down the street. Heidi fucking Fleiss, the LA madam, went and did federal fucking time instead of exposing her black book of powerful clients. So you're talking about a different scenario. You keep trying. There's no expose.
Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Can I ask you a question?
You've already, sir. I'm trying to be as. I got other people to get to. I've given you many opportunities. I've given you plenty of opportunities. Okay.
I got one question for you, Kevin. That's
all right. Have a good night. I've given you plenty of opportunities. I got plenty of people to talk to. Hey, how are you, my friend? Why are you anti?
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm well.
I just have a quick question as far as me leading into why I'm anti. These women that these guys are dealing with, are they of a high stature also, or is it just the guy that's high stature? Just curious.
Well, no, I've already ran it down. They tend to be college educated. Many have masters.
Okay.
Yeah, I ran it all. Yeah.
Okay. So in my opinion, or from what I'm seeing, it seems as if these women are regular women, just educated. Correct?
They're women. I don't know what you mean by regular.
So what makes these high level men any different from switching the scenario to the woman being the selection for the lotion?
What?
No difference.
No. I don't understand your question.
Okay. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm anti.
First off, let me do this. I forgot to ask you. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Single or are you married?
Single.
What do you do for a living?
Software engineer.
Okay. These women are providing the girlfriend experience.
Okay.
I don't care what outside of that, that's what they're there for. Who they are in the world, their politics, anything else, you don't care about all of that when you go to your favorite restaurant. You don't interview your server. You just like your favorite server or bartender. What's your objection? What's the objection?
My objection is that because these women aren't special and they're just regular educated women, why the hell are you paying? Because
well, unfortunately, you sound like you did not listen to the beginning of the broadcast. Well, then, sir,
I mean, other than working for some high level.
Stop. If you think a woman with all that, who is a skilled sexual companion, who provides the girlfriend level experience, if you think you can find that out in the marketplace in the level of attractiveness, that's what you're basically trying to say. They're just like everybody else. Then go get one. How much it gonna cost you in time?
I mean, I personally see from what I expect is women all the time that look good. And I'm pretty.
How much is it going to cost you in time to get the outcome? How much is it going to cost you in time to end up to give her?
What's the outcome?
Okay, no. The outcome is if you went out on it. You look, man. Okay, basically you say no. Hold on. I'm not trying to be rude here, but you haven't made a good point. You basically said they're just regular women. They're not. Okay, so what? If they're regular women, that's how you feel. They're regular women, but I didn't describe regular women. I didn't even describe regular providers. I described women who service the elite men, CEOs, politicians, professionals, governors, those kind of. I described it all.
Right.
So
I think. I'm sorry. Any woman to me can service a high level.
Okay.
So that's why I feel
okay.
like it's,
all right, but you still haven't said the argument against. Your argument is all hoes is the same.
You have a educated woman.
You basically, is that pretty much the sum of your argument? All women basically are the same.
If you're taking education out of it, yes.
All right.
You got a girl that looks good.
Then if that's the case, sir, then all steaks are the same. You can go to Chuck E. Cheese, a Western Sizzling Buffet, TGI Fridays, Outback, or Del Frisco and get a sirloin from all places. Are they all the same steak, though?
No, the steak is different.
Then you're making a foolish argument because all women aren't the same. Some women, this woman is okay. You're basically trying to say she's regular. She's not. She's a skilled professional. And this is what she does. She services men's emotions, physical needs at the highest level. She is a professional pleaser. She studied this. And hold on. I'm making room for the fact that you may have not experienced it, but that it exists.
I have experienced it.
Oh, okay.
Good looking woman that has
it has nothing to do with just being good looking, sir.
Educated as well.
Okay, all right. Now, there's one thing I'm not going to do. It has nothing to do with just being good looking. You can be good looking and not a professional courtesan. Those are two different things. And this is why I tend not to want to debate with young guys a lot, because no offense, you're 27. Mm-hmm. Have you ever hired a high-end escort? Personally?
I don't think I've never needed one.
And that's not, so the answer is no.
No, sir.
Do you personally know anyone that's hired a high-end professional escort?
I do.
How much did he pay for?
From what I think is high-end. I hope it. Yeah.
How much did he pay?
He didn't give me that number. It was a lot, though.
What's a lot?
Out of the hundreds.
Huh?
It was out of the hundreds. I don't know the exact number, but it wasn't.
For how many hours?
I want to say about 2 hours, probably. Two or less. I think he said like an hour and a half.
And about how much are you saying? And about how much are you thinking?
Me knowing this guy, I'm going to say easily 8 to 10K at least. Just because I know he makes that type of money. So
$8,000 to $10,000 for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Where did he find her?
I don't have all the details. I just know he said he paid an escort. He did that, and to this
Okay,
day, I
hold
still
on.
get on him.
I'm gonna
Like,
tell you why
the
I
hell did you
think.
do that?
Well, I'm gonna no, no, no. I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe we're talking about the same thing.
Okay.
He sounds like he hired an Instagram model or OnlyFans girl. The
No,
kind
it
of woman
wasn't. It
I'm
wasn't
talking.
any type of woman.
Oh, huh? Jesus Christ.
My apologies.
How old is this man?
34.
Mm-hmm.
He's 34 this year.
All right. The woman I'm talking about, you have to have a referral to get to. And if he would have hired the kind of one
He had
I'm
a
talking. Okay. Okay, sure. I believe whatever he told you, we're talking about different women because they don't cost, there's no thousands of dollars for 2 hours. And the kind of woman I'm talking about, you would have known, if he would have told you, you'd have known, it'd have been memorable. See, this is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. This conversation, I want you guys to just understand how all the guys who are against, in their world, they're talking about the same thing. He believes he and I are talking about the same thing. We are not. We're not talking about the same thing. You're talking about beef, steak. I've made it. That's why I ran down the description up front. Just because you spent a lot of money on somebody, people spend lots of money on women that aren't the kind of women I'm talking about. It's not the same.
With all due respect, Kevin, I haven't heard anything special about these women other than the education level.
Yeah.
I know for a fact.
That has nothing. Why? But the thing is, special. I never said they were special. I said they provide the. But here's the thing. No, I didn't say they're special like they got 3 titties or 2 heads, dude. What makes these women special is they service a certain clientele, and they do it well. But just like, and what you're trying to do is make a value judgment. I don't give a shit at this point. There are some people like, why would you spend all that money to go get chicken over there? You can go get Chick-fil-A anywhere else. That's fine. That's the argument you're making. You're free to make it, but that's not a valid argument to be against. Basically, all women are the same. It's all a whole. Cool. And no offense. I mean, no offense. But it's an unsophisticated, unnuanced argument. It's like, I'm a busted nut, so it's either pussy, anus, mouth, or a hand. Okay, but it's fine. And there are people who think that way. And they wouldn't, and I mean, no disrespect. I really don't. I truly don't. But the kind of women I'm talking about don't deal with guys who think like this. They deal with men who think broader. And the networks that I was able to get into and the men and other contacts and things I was able to make expanded my world. And you guys aren't even opening your mind to the possibility that you don't know something. I'm seeing so many young guys who have just closed-minded. And that's fine. But it saddens me that so many black men think this way, because when I'm around non-black men talking about this subject, it is nowhere near this contentious. It is much more, wow, yeah, she was great. She speaks French, Russian, German. These are sexual languages. In addition, saying they speak French, Russian, Latin, English, that has a sexual connotation and a real world connotation. So when he says she speaks French, that means she gives great head and she speaks French. There is a difference, my friend. Go ahead. I'll let you finish up though.
Okay. I basically just was saying, I just feel like the type of men at this high level that are paying these women for their services, I feel as if, for one, I feel as if they're paying the amount of money they're paying because of the level of, their career or whatever it is that they do.
To you, it sounds like they're just buying a brand. So to me, it sounds like you're the kind of guy that says, why would I buy a Patek Philippe watch? Audemars Piguet? Why would I buy a smartwatch? I got a phone on my smartphone. I mean, I got a clock on my smartphone. Huh?
No, what I'm saying is because they make the amount of money they make, that may be why they have to amount of money that they pay to these women. But what I'm saying is, those same women that they pay, I do feel like any type of that type of power could still deal with them.
Any kind of guy does what?
What I'm saying is, any type of guy could still deal with those same type of women. These women are just choosing these type of guys because of the money.
And that's what I knew was at the bottom, guys. You heard what he said. That's why I knew was at the bottom. You got to pay, and she would fuck Tyrone or Chad for free. That's what was at the bottom of this argument. I knew we would get there.
That's not. Dude, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, then what are you saying? Because that's what it sounded like.
What I'm saying is the dollar amount that he pays.
Yes,
is the amount. Is the amount it is because of how much he's worth or how much.
And then what would it have to do with the other guy?
What I'm saying is that.
What did it have to do with the other guy, though? What did it have to do with the other guy?
The other guy could still deal with that same woman. That's what I'm saying.
For what?
Maybe not for the same dollar.
Thank you. Would he be paying the same dollar amount as the other guy?
The dollar amount may be different.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's what it is. And this is why I wanted to have this conversation. No matter how I've sliced it, this is the argument. These motherfuckers are stupid for paying all this money for some pussy off a bitch that another nigga can fuck off his game. This is effectively what's called topping from the bottom. You got guys at this level basically saying, damn, he overpaying for that pussy. He only paying that because he make all that money. But if he didn't make all that money, she fucked him for free. And what you don't realize is these men up here are getting a different outcome. I mean no disrespect, but this is broke thinking. Y'all are worrying about what the woman says and about the money. He's like, nigga, it's efficient. I got my nut and I left. I went on to make my hundreds of thousands of millions. And yes, she went back to her boyfriend who's making 50,000. He's getting it for free, but I don't have to listen to the broad. This is about efficiency, power, and scale. And it's like, well, shit. And y'all are still focused on the dollar cost, not realizing he fucked her for free. Yeah, but he also got to deal with her. She ain't just fucking him for free and going home. Y'all act like she's charging the CEO one thing and then going to fuck the guy over here who was her boyfriend. He ain't just fucking and leaving. God damn. Did I miss something? Zoom shut down accidentally. I don't know what just happened. I mean, did I miss something? Because that's what I'm hearing. And what frustrates me about this is such an ego-based argument. And I'm like, man, I put up a post the other day how the world is selling black women freedom. Black women freedom and singleness, and they sell into their ego, okay? And I see far too many brothers that are just like, man, I ain't gonna do that because I don't need to.
Recording in progress.
Guys, y'all think about what you're saying. You're making these guys weak. They could get addicted. I'm like, whoa. Okay, it shut down, so I'm gonna have to bring somebody else in. All right, I'll take a few more. I still haven't heard I don't talk. Yeah. What the hell? You came on my show without a shirt on, dude? In the bathroom? Get the fuck out of here, man. All right, come on, dude. Hold on. You don't just start talking. Unmute yourself. Oh, you already started off bad. How old are you?
I'm
You what?
39, sir.
Okay, so we're already kind of on a bad frame. You were in. Why are you anti?
I am anti. I'm anti on one thing only, just one. And
Okay.
here it goes. Are you talking? You're talking about vice presidents and CEOs and everything. I totally get it. Are they in the age as these chicks that, as a okay, well, I'm a married man, so this is the kind of thing I've had
What
that
is
experience.
okay? Take a breath.
Sure.
Make a concise point. You're anti because what?
Because me as a man, I might fall in love with this woman and leave my family or two with disabilities and all that. I might just say,
All
fuck
right.
it.
Okay. So, due respect.
Sure.
That sounds like you need therapy. I'm serious. If you're talking about I wouldn't go see a high end provider because I may fall in love with her, that has nothing to do. That's much more of a personal issue. I'm not trying to take a shot, but that is not really a good reason to be anti anything. So, and another thing, guys, try to understand. This just might not be you guys' world. I'm talking about women who charge. Here's the thing. Even if you have the money, these women don't just see everybody because they have the money. These women are highly selective about the men they see. I know women who have a rate, and men have offered to pay them 10, 20 times their rate, and the women would not do it. Men have offered women cars, homes, and they would not become a client. They wouldn't even do one call. Remember the movie Indecent Proposal? For most of us, $1 million to spend a night with your wife is fiction. I know women, have dated women who deal with men who are multimillionaires, hundreds of millions. I'm not going to say, but I know of a woman who a guy wanted to pay her thousands of dollars just to pleasure himself while giving her a foot massage. Thousands of dollars for one time. So guys, when in the middle class, when we're talking, okay, I mean, let's get on to the next one. We got so many people in here, so I'm just gonna pick at random. Boom, 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 boom. All right, and again, so Ruben, let's go ahead and see what you got going on. Ruben, unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Are you single or are you married?
I'm single.
All right. So why are you anti pay to play?
I'm not anti.
Okay. Appreciate it. If you're not anti, please go ahead and bounce out. Nathaniel, go ahead. Sebastian, your audio is not connected. And JD, you're next. Hello, Nathaniel.
Hello, Mr. Kevin Samuels.
How are you?
Not bad, not bad. I'm Nathaniel, 25, so I might be hopefully not too young to at least.
Well, I don't. I mean, you can still have it, but I just want to know why you're anti pay to play. Have you been here since the beginning?
Yes. Oh no, I wasn't here from the beginning. I'm sorry. No.
Okay, go ahead.
But,
go ahead.
Okay. It's not as strong, but maybe you could, open my eyes, help illuminate on my thought. You've mentioned before that there is a difference between men and women when it comes to having sex. Like the pair bond, I can have sex with a bunch of women. Women, there's more of a mental burden, a weight to it.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking maybe there might be a harm that could come to women when
not your responsibility. Not your responsibility.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. No offense. No offense. This is a rental car. When you rent a car, are you responsible for the upkeep and the maintenance?
Oh, you're not.
No, you're responsible for returning it in the same condition you got it.
All right. Yes.
All right.
That's that
argument. That's that argument.
Right.
What's the next point?
And then just the one other thing would be, I know everyone like has to work in life, so I just think, is there a distinction between having a woman who's like standing counter, running a register, giving
What?
she's
A woman
earning
is doing
money
what?
that way, says,
A woman that's doing what?
just like running a register, doing any other kind of aside from sex work where you're like penetrating.
It doesn't matter.
Is there
It's not-
any
it doesn't
distinction in that?
matter. It doesn't. No, that doesn't matter. You guys are looking for arguments. It doesn't matter.
That's all. No, I just wanted.
Cool.
to
This is what she does.
So thank you.
This is what she does. Okay, cool. We don't have a disagreement. Okay, appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
All right, JD, go ahead. What's going on with the
Yes,
audio? It sounds kind of crackly. Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I am well. How old are you?
I'm 40.
All right. So why are you anti-pay?
Well, in Black culture, we do have a particular relationship with pimp culture, and John, you're seen as a victim. You're seen as a lick. You're seen as, it's a
This has nothing to do with the pimp. Okay. Have you been here since the beginning?
Yes, yeah.
I've already said.
I understand this.
But here's the thing. I get Black culture, and part of the problem is the ignorance. We don't know. We judge this conversation from the street level. And I'm telling you, the level I'm talking about, the P's exist, and the P's aren't nowhere close to this stuff because there's too much power, too much spotlight. Pimps don't want these problems. Not the pimps that I knew and not around, and they didn't. They're like, yeah, I know about these people. They ain't trying to go over there with VPs of Exxon and lieutenants in the Las Colinas Police Department. Mm-hmm. So let's move the P's and OnlyFans and Instagram and all the other stuff to the side because this ain't that.
I will say though, those VPs and titans of industry, not all of them come from old money, but a different culture. And you do have a slice of Black men who are part of that economic elite, but for the most part, we don't have that genealogy. So
I don't understand. Okay, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm trying to keep the plot. What's the disagreement or the debate?
So the debate is the culture that these men emerge out of. Most of the Black, even if they make it to that economic level, they still come from.
That's not an argument against. That's not an argument against paying to play. That's changing the subject.
No, so the argument is they still psychologically will see themselves as victims.
Who?
Because they still come.
Who will see themselves as victims?
The Black men who are in that economic sphere, but they come from a culture where being
so the argument against paying to play is Black men who get to this sector will see themselves as victims. Do other men see themselves as victims?
They don't as much. They don't come from the same culture. Then
it's not an argument against paying to play. That's an argument against the culture. That's an argument. Okay. You're not arguing against pay to play. You're arguing against the culture the Black man is in. That's what this conversation is for. To show that it's a cultural issue. It's not a pay to play issue. It's many Black men are afraid to be called simps or wimps by women that you say that. See, the funny thing is so many guys are walking around who are red pill and also saying, I'm a masculine frame and this and that. I don't care what these women think. But then if you don't care what these women think, why do you care what a woman says about you when she's not with you? I fucked JD and he paid me he gave me $1,000 I spent it with JD and he got a little dick, can't screw. Why the fuck do you think Brad would care what she said, or is Brad gone off on his jet ski somewhere having a Coors Light? We worry about what the chick says. Because you know why? We were raised in a matriarchy by mama, and we sit around talking this red pill shit, but you still care about what women think. And the only way we change that is to acknowledge that part of it is keeping you on the game plantation. You got to game her up. I'm saying use all of it, but be efficient. and value your time more and be like every other group of men. Every other group of men can go to brothels and have high-end escorts or whatever. Black men feel shamed. Why?
I have a question for you. So do you think you can get your way out of feeling ashamed? Or is that already deeply in us so deep that we're going to feel, even if we don't want to, even if
I don't.
Better. Yeah.
Well, nobody can make you feel shame if you don't accept it. I'm like, see, the only way you feel shame is when you look at, I'm not going to say I'll get too much of my personal life, but when I saw other guys doing this when I was in college, I'm like, why are these guys be able to do this? And we feel bad about it. You feel shame, but it's all based in your mama. If you were raised by, you know what used to happen, JD? This is what used to happen. Before the men went off to war, you know what they used to do? When we had the draft, they're going to take JD and Sebastian. We're going to take you by the best little whorehouse in Texas because we can't send you off to World War Europe a virgin. So you need to get you some pussy. So you go out to the best little whorehouse in Texas and you go see Missy or Candy. And Candy specializes in virgins. So you get in there and your uncle, your big brother, or your daddy take you to the whole house and get you your first piece of ass because you couldn't do it the married way. That's how other men handle it.
I've heard of
Black
that.
America would just send your ass over there to die as a virgin. Fuck that. So it's not really an argument against paying for play. The argument is more the black culture penalizes you for doing it. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Well, the argument is you can't really take yourself out of that culture as easy as
I can't. Okay, that's not something I can deal with. If you're a white man, would you have the same argument you have today?
Oh,
then you don't have an argument against pay for play. That's my whole point. Your arguments with the culture, and that's something you got to deal with yourself. Because they're black. I'm black. Am I not black? Yep. Black, right?
Yep.
Why don't I feel what you feel? It's the man. You can take yourself out of it. I was raised in a single parent household in the Midwest in the Bible Belt. I'm black. But you know what? Every time I went in these worlds, I was the only black man there too. Mm-hmm. And that showed me how much we lock ourselves out of circles of power because we're a bunch of damn individuals talking this alpha male bullshit talk as individuals while other men do this shit in groups. That's why I did this show, to just show you how deep this runs with us. You ain't heard nobody make a good argument against it because as long as your safety is there, your sexual safety, your physical safety, you're not going to get exposed and you're getting what you expect and you can come and go as you please. There is no downside. The only downside has stuff to do with other people. I found out JD, man. JD, I heard you went and hired an escort. Man, he a simp. What? Chinese men don't have a word for simp. What's the word for simp in Mandarin? Fuck out of here, man. All right, man. Appreciate it. I mean, that's the point. It's the culture. That's why I wanted to have this conversation because this way. All right, Sebastian, you're up next. I'm trying to get to as many people as I can, folks. Okay, Sebastian, go ahead and unmute yourself. How old are you?
Okay. I'm 23.
23. Oh, kind of young for the argument. Why are you against?
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not against it. Well, I'm so open-minded about this option because.
Okay. Well, hold on. Okay. You're not against it. No. You said you have a question?
No. No. I'm just trying to.
Okay. Well, hold on, Sebastian. Now, due respect, if you're not against it and you don't have a specific question, I gotta move on. I'm limited on time. I gotta move on. I can't. I got plenty of people in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in as many people as I can. Look, guys, if you're not against, please exit the Zoom room. It's already past midnight, and I wanted to try. I think this has been good. You know, I know it's going to be controversial, but what I want for men, black men in particular, is to stop limiting ourselves. We lock ourselves out of so many opportunities because we're afraid what somebody we say that we don't care about what they think. All right, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Robert.
I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 40 years old.
All right. Are you single or are you married?
I'm actually engaged Colombian.
Okay.
I'm friends with O'Shea, by the way.
So, okay. Why are you against?
Well, being a passport brother, I'm against pay for play in the U.S. So I'm one of them brothers internationally. A lot of us, did the pay for play overseas.
Okay, so so you're really not against. You're against in the U.S.
Yes, I'm against in the U.S.
Okay, well that's really not being against. So you will in another place. It's more culture. So I need to get to the people who are just truly against. Appreciate it. What is going on with the sound? I can't. It's like It's like I'm hearing getting people kind of choppy. All right, go ahead. No excuse. You muted yourself. So we're gonna go to unmute over here. Unmute.
Okay,
hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
Oh, you just talked to me.
Excuse me?
No, I said you just spoke. No, I said I was against pay for play in the U.S.
How old are you?
40.
Okay, and you are against for what reason?
I'm against pay for play in the U.S. because it's not
in the U.S. In the U.S. or
Yes.
everywhere?
Yeah. In the United States.
Okay, different subject. It's not just U.S. Okay, I know you guys keep splitting the hairs like no, it has to be period. Guys, let me make it clear in the Zoom room. You're against pay for play anywhere, not just U.S. All right, so unmute yourself. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Kevin? Thank you for having me on.
How old are you?
32.
Okay, single or married?
Single.
So why are you against pay for play?
So I'm generally against it because ultimately what it boils down to is it's kind of two things. One, there's an aspect of like genuine desire, and then two, I just value just for me personally. I think my time is just as valuable as hers. My sex is just as valuable as hers. And if I put it to the level to where I'm paying for it, it's almost as if I'm like kind of pedestalizing it.
Mm-hmm. So my argument against that, are you familiar with who Tom Likas is?
No, sir.
You familiar with Hugh Hefner?
Yes.
That refutes your whole argument. Genuine desire. Do you think a woman genuinely desired to sleep with Hugh Hefner at 70?
Maybe not as old.
No, at 70? Did she genuinely desire to sleep with Hugh Hefner because he was the man? Or did she,
I don't know. I
no, you do. No, yeah, you do. You know why. You know why. If Hugh Hefner was Hugh Johnson, would he have the quality of poon he had in his 70s?
No, but he's Hugh Hefner.
Okay, no. So The genuine desire argument goes out of the window with all other races of men except black men. Black men talk like, well, because I get genuine desire and lust. Why I'm gonna be honest. Why do you care what a bitch think? Why do you care if she genuinely desires you or not? If your time is so valuable, like you say, why don't you get in there, get your nut, feel good, and not give a fuck what she thinks when she leaves? Since you're such an alpha.
Right. Well, I claim myself to be alpha, but that's
that's my point. I'm saying it that way. I'm challenging what you say. If your time is just as valuable and this and that, why the fuck do you care what she thinks after you leave?
Ultimately, what it comes down to is ego. And again,
ego.
Yeah, I agree.
How can somebody? No, you can't overtalk me. Ego. How can somebody who's beneath you damage your ego?
It's not necessarily about damaging the ego. That's not what I'm talking about. Also, another reason I'm kind of against it is that
you have I need to stop right here.
Yeah.
Genuine desire is a fantasy that you guys say to sound like I get a better kind of sexual response from a woman. I challenge that, and I show Tom Likas, Donald Trump, Hugh Hefner, countless other men who deal with hot, beautiful women. And I'm saying, why do y'all care whether it's genuine desire? Her pussy is just as wet. And if women, especially, and we're talking, and this is in general, but women at this level lie very well. They do all the oohing and ahhing with the girlfriend experience. They are paid well. You don't know whether I'm sorry, man, but women fake it a lot. You honestly don't know genuine desire as much as we think we do. This is a lot of male ego.
So I would challenge that on that genuine desire act of it. And I would challenge that from the sense that, okay, again, I give you a scenario. Back in high school, I wasn't necessarily the buffest dude. I wasn't necessarily.
What do you do for a living?
Or anything like that.
What do you do for a living?
That doesn't necessarily matter.
It does. You don't tell me what matters on my channel, man. What I'm asking you what you do for a living, not to play gotcha, but you don't do that. That's just not cool.
Right. I understand that. I do sales for a living. I do sales of telemarketing communications.
All right. And my point is, no offense, man, but if you had $500 million in the bank, would you care about genuine desire?
No.
Thank you.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't. No, you fucking wouldn't. That was the answer, people. That's the truth. This is about worth. You think getting sex on genuine desire is something at this level. I give you $1 billion. You don't give a fuck about genuine desire. So genuine desire can't be the fact. It's not, man. Come on. You can't square it. You know that's not true.
I would say for me.
Come on, man. Please don't do like women. Don't do like women and just try to don't do like women. Just admit, checkmate, brother. Don't do like a woman. Please don't. Don't check your ego. Don't do like a woman. If you had $1 billion, you wouldn't give a shit about genuine desire.
You're right.
All right.
That's granted. Point granted on that.
Okay, then what was the next point?
So again, the next one would be to guys who can only get it that way. Like they're not necessarily.
I'm not talking. Not having that conversation. The men I'm talking about can get it multiple ways. Many of these men are married and have mistresses. You still want to go back, just like the first guys. You want to go back and make guys impotent and weak. No, I'm talking about women that even if you and I have the money, they won't see them. See what I mean, guys? We keep trying to make this a weakened argument instead of a power and strength argument.
I get that. And that's why I said in general. Again, you're talking about...
Well, in general, you're talking about a different group of men. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm not talking about those men. Nope.
Okay, so if we're not talking about general men, if we're talking about
no, we're not, because general men can't afford to pay $750. General men can't afford $750 to $1,000 an hour to spend time with a woman. General men can't afford this. General men can't afford hundreds and hundreds of dollars for an hour with a woman, cash. They can't do it. The average black man in this country makes $42,000. So in order to have a $500 session, take home, you're talking about damn near almost a week's pay. Why did I do it this way, guys? Because I wanted to have the conversation to see if we could find any real substantive anti-tricking. And what it comes down to is, in our culture, black men get shamed because we're supposed to be sexual dynamos who get lustful, genuine desire sex. And we have bought in to the fact that our value is our sexual prowess. Asian men, Middle Eastern men, don't have that. People don't think of them as sexual dynamos or whatever. They don't have the burden of being sex gods like black men walk around thinking we all got to be sex gods. Knock that shit off. Genuine desire. You ain't getting her best. It's a rental car. A to B. I'm an alpha man. I'm an alpha male, and I really want to be in a dominant position. If you're an alpha male and you want to be in such a dominant position, why do you care what a woman who don't know you says about you if she opened her mouth? When she's in your face and she's saying, "Ooh, daddy hit it better. Oh, mighty Dios mío, papi, you're the best." If she's talking that shit and know how to do it. This is so deep for a lot of us because we got to admit, we have taken our sexual cues from women. And other races take their sexual cues from men. I go back to the war example. If the boys were going to get drafted up, you would take them to the brothel because you wouldn't want them to die virgins. And lastly, if I gave you $500 million or $1 billion, would you care about any of this sexual, genuine desire, this, that? And the answer comes back, no. You know how Tom Likas, look him up. You know how freeing and liberating Tom Likas must have felt being a 5'9", 300-pound, 250, 300-pound, unattractive white guy with a small penis, according to him, living in LA, talking about men's content way before YouTube existed. And when women would come up to Hooters or Twin Peaks or all these places, biker rallies, and all these hot young women would come wanting to bang Tom, and Tom Likas says, "Look, I don't spend more than $35 on a date. You'll do this." Likas 101 was his playbook of how he deals with women. And he would say women would know Likas 101 and they still wanted to bang Tom Likas. And he'd say, "There's no way in hell these women would even give me a second look." He was divorced he was married 4 times. Tom Likas said, "These women would not even look twice at me, but I got 10 million in the bank and now they're doing tricks for me." And Tom said, "I don't care about what happens when they leave. I care when they're gone. They can't stay." This is one of the final things I think to help you free so many young men, black men in particular. Stop limiting yourself based upon what you say. You don't care what Alexis and Keisha and so says. Because honestly, a lot of the arguments I've heard sound like y'all care a hell of a lot about what women think. Sound like y'all care a lot more about what women think than many of y'all want to lead on to. And if that's the case, let's fix that.
This is a subject a lot of men either don't understand yet or refuse to accept. Time is money. Peace is priceless. And high-level men do not have time for games. At a certain point in life, you realize that everything costs. We all pay either with time, money, energy, stress, or peace of mind. There's no free ride. The only question is, what currency are you using? What I see today is a growing number of men who don't actually want relationships, but still want access. They don't want a court. They don't want to invest. They don't want responsibility. They want Netflix and chill, vibes, convenience, and they want it for free. And then they're shocked when women are guarded, transactional, or uninterested. Let's keep it real. If you don't want to do anything for women anymore, that's your right. But you don't get to be confused when the outcome reflects that choice. Here's the difference most people miss. Poorer men tend to value money more than time. Wealthier men tend to value time more than money. A man who's still grinding, stressed, and counting every dollar will often try to exchange his time for companionship, long conversations, late nights, emotional labor, because money feels scarce. Meanwhile, a man who's already established understands that time is the one thing he can never get back. He'd rather spend money to protect his schedule, his focus, and his peace. That doesn't make one man better than the other. It makes them different. I personally don't have a problem paying for dates. Never have. If I invite a woman out, I'm prepared to invest. Not because I'm buying affection, but because I respect my own standards and the time involved. What I won't do is pretend that relationships are free or that access comes with no cost. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. A lot of men claim they don't want relationships, but what they really don't want is accountability. They want benefits without expectations. And that mindset usually produces exactly what it deserves: temporary access, shallow connections, and zero fulfillment. At the end of the day, men should do what's best for them. If you're satisfied with your outcomes, cool. No complaints, no bitterness, no entitlement. But understand the trade-offs of your choices. You're always paying. Just make sure you're paying in the currency that makes sense for your life.